Hello, thanks for being in a new video. This time I've got my hands on the HONOR Magic5 Pro and I'm going to tell you what for me are its strongest points and its weakest points in case you're considering buying it. So, as always, let me tell you, don't buy the HONOR Magic5 Pro without watching this video. Let's consider its launch price, which is 25,999 pesos. On the screen you saw the reference price in dollars, although remember that the prices here are not the same as over there. However, in this price range, it competes head-to-head against the highest in the industry, so let's get picky. Remember that this will be a quick summary of what I liked most and least, but the full review is available in case you want to know it in more depth. Let's start with what I liked the most. It integrates a 66-watt in-box charger. That already puts it several steps ahead of several of its competitors because generally, in the high end, many manufacturers make the decision not to integrate a charger. And besides that, you have to buy it separately. They are chargers that are not usually very fast, but HONOR does have a super fast charge. It also has infrared to use this device as a universal remote control. So you simply set the brand of your TV or the brand of your air conditioner and similar things. And from the cell phone, you can control all that so that if you lose control, at least you have your cell phone ready. The front camera is extremely wide. If you usually take pictures with a large group of friends and suddenly no one fits even if they get close, this device will definitely give you an excellent experience in that sense. In fact, in general, the selfies come out very well, even at night in very difficult lighting conditions. The capture speed of the camera is very good, so if you want to capture moving pictures, it will come out excellent. It won't look shaky or anything like that. It even has a function so that through artificial intelligence, it can automatically capture the exact movement. It also has an in-screen fingerprint reader and facial recognition on the 3D screen. Most Android devices do not have an advanced facial recognition system, but this device does, so it gives you both security options depending on what you want to use more. Thanks to this facial sensor, it is also able to have a smart rotation. That is, if you lie down with your cell phone, it will not rotate the screen to be used horizontally even if the device is horizontal because it detects that your face is also lying down. I don't know if I managed to explain it correctly, but it seems to me a feature that every device should have. You can also use it with overhead gestures such as taking screenshots or changing TikToks. Again, these functions are thanks to the sensor on the front camera. It has app lock, secure folder, second space, and good security options in general. The battery really lasts a long time. In my test, it took 4 hours and 16 minutes to drain 50% of the battery with a power-hungry app running in the background and watching YouTube videos in the foreground. If you're not too familiar with my tests, you should know that as a benchmark, a device with a 5 mAh battery takes about 2.5 hours to drain this same figure. So this device definitely gives you almost 2 hours more at 50%, and if we take 100%, it could give you 4 hours more than the average device with batteries of the same capacity. I really like the battery a lot. You can project your screen wirelessly or via cable and also has the desktop mode. That is, it allows you to open an interface as if it were a computer to open applications in a window, and if you connect a mouse and a Bluetooth keyboard, you can use this phone as if it were a computer, although obviously with Android applications, I'm not saying it's Windows or something like that, but it allows you to work on basic tasks with much greater comfort. HONOR has a very extensive ecosystem. Also, in many of the cases, it's still compatible with the Huawei ecosystem, so they interact quite well. We have HONOR Share to send documents to the computer. I don't find it to be the most powerful ecosystem in this price range, but it holds up well. The base version is 12 gigabytes of RAM with 512 gigabytes of storage. Consider that most base versions of its competitors start at 128 gigabytes. So here we have a lot of storage space that you can take advantage of to record a lot of videos in very high quality. In fact, the device records very well night videos without the presence of so much noise with the main camera. But let's go with what I didn't like. It doesn't have Gorilla Glass or HONOR Shield Glass, and definitely in a device with a curved screen, it would give us much more security if it had one of these two protections. It is very strange because HONOR Magic5 Lite, which is supposed to be an extremely simpler device than this one, does integrate HONOR Shield Glass, and I have tested it by throwing it, and it definitely does not break easily. This device, I can't even bring myself to throw it away because I don't know how tough its glass can be. So definitely for me, it's a very weak point and even inexplicable. I don't know why HONOR didn't put the same feature on it as their lower priced device. If you don't have headphones plugged in, you can't use the equalizer. This may be an irrelevant point for many people, but if you're someone who really enjoys customizing your audio, you won't be able to do it here if you don't have headphones plugged in. When recording in 4K, you are limited to 15 minutes. I don't know why this is, because it has a huge amount of storage, but every 15 minutes you have to cut the recording and start it again, and that can also be very annoying. Also, the ultra-wide camera does not record at 60 frames per second, even in full HD. On the other hand, the front camera does record in 4K, but at 30 frames per second. So overall, I could tell you that the experience in terms of maximum resolution of the cameras is not very satisfactory, because if you want to record some shots with one camera and other shots with another camera and then edit it, well, you are going to realize that they are not with a consistent quality, all lenses. Also, the front camera does not have autofocus. To me, this is an extremely important feature, especially for content creators who are maybe recording something and then they bring something close to the camera, because this camera is not going to be able to focus it. It's going to have out of focus whatever is very close. So it's not an experience that I like for this price point. The portraits with the front camera I didn't really like either. It seems that it does not have a good detection, and that has a 3D detection system. Then I find it very strange that it is not able to give us some natural portraits. The ultra-wide camera feels immediately that it is of lower quality than the main camera. It shows more distortions in the edges, and also in the rear camera, portraits did not end up liking me much. It does not let you use the periscope camera for portraits, which I think should be the ideal camera for this type of captures. The slow motion only reaches a total of about 240 frames per second. Although with this equal to the iPhone, but on Android we do have other devices with greater slow motion capabilities. On the other hand, the fast camera is too fast. I say this because there are other devices that let you customize the speed of this fast camera, but this device does it automatically and are more or less 30x. Lastly, the front at night suffers a lot to record video. So overall, the front camera did not convince me. Especially if you wanted this device to create content and things like that, I think there are definitely going to be better options. But if you already bought this device, let me know in the comments your experience. This way other people will be able to know how you did and will be able to make the best decision. If there is something I didn't mention in the video, it is because it is in accordance with what one would expect in a device of this price. If at least one of the points I didn't like hurt you a lot, it means it's not so recommended for you. But if none of the points I didn't like seemed very relevant to you, then I think you might be encouraged to buy it for sure. For the moment, we have reached the end of this video. I hope you liked it. If so, you know you can tell us, and we'll see you next time.